Hey everybody. I know long time no talk, but welcome back to Semi Adulting with Makiya Vonyia. I'm your host Makiya Vonyia, and this is the podcast where we discuss navigating the ups and downs of early adulthood in today's world. So yeah, welcome back. Welcome to season 2. Oh my gosh, like season 2 is crazy. Season 2 is crazy, but I'm so happy to be back with y'all. I'm so happy to be filming again. I'm happy to be talking to y'all again because child, it's been a lot. Like I haven't posted anything literally since August. So happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, all of that to y'all because I missed all of that. I missed all of that, but I'm so happy to be back and I'm so happy to be filming again and recording this podcast again because y'all know semi-adulting is my heart. So yeah, so welcome back again. My name is Makiya. For all of y'all that's new, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, hey girl. And if you are an OG girl and you're watching on YouTube, what's up, y'all? Make sure that you all hit that subscribe button and click that bell. That way, get notified every time I post. And also, please, please, please do me the biggest favor. Please hit that like button. Hitting the like button and sharing this video helps me out, helps us out to continue to grow our community and to expand and touch other people that are in their early 20s and that's trying to figure out this world just like me. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with somebody that may be beneficial. This may be beneficial to. So again, welcome to season 2, y'all. Like we got new platforms. Like I'm trying out this new setup, everything. Sorry, y'all. My dog's a little crazy. But yeah, I'm trying out this new setup and everything. Let me know how y'all like it. Also, excuse the glare from my glasses because child, your girl is blind. So it's just gonna have to do what it do, but we need the lighting. Okay. So again, welcome to season 2. I know that season 1 ended really abruptly. I think the last time that I talked to y'all was episode 5, Freedom Ain't Free. And that was back in August. Like I had just moved into this place and yeah, everything was still fresh, everything was still new to me here. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful to still be in this place. And I've kind of made it my own. I still have some work to do. If y'all watching on YouTube, y'all see my pictures and stuff on the wall. They look crooked, but don't judge me, okay? I'm 5'2". I can't hang stuff, okay? I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm still like making it my home. Still got some things to be done, but yeah, the season 1 ended really abruptly, and it wasn't planned. I had like 5 more episodes that I wanted to do in season 1, and I kind of wanted to end it like in a way that was full circle, but that did not end up happening. I think me just getting used to being on my own and still working. And if y'all don't know, I'm a college student as well. I'm getting ready to finish my bachelor's degree in business administration on the marketing track. So I'll be done in 2024, period. Yeah, so I think with me just trying to get into the swing of things and get into a new routine and adjust to living on my own, it was kind of a lot. And I'm not even gonna hold you. Semi-adulting kind of got pushed to the side. I think I got tired, and which is normal and everybody needs a break. So I definitely took that break, but I definitely missed y'all. I worked on a whole lot of other things too, like for my business. If y'all don't know, I own a marketing agency called Vonyia Business Solutions. So I specialize in helping small business owners grow their brand on social media. So I started that. I released the workbook to that. It didn't go like how I wanted it to go, but I did it. So I'm proud of myself for just doing it. Yeah, but if you all are interested in that workbook, you can click the link in the description box or head over to Vonyia Biz Solutions on Instagram. The link is there. You can grab that workbook. I actually think I'm gonna discount it. So use the code. Let's see. Use the code SEMI in your cart for checkout, and y'all should save some money on the workbook. Okay, that's all I'm gonna tell you. um, but yeah, and then I think too the schedule that I had myself on, I was gonna do semi-adulting every week, every Friday. Um, but I didn't realize how overwhelming that would be for me. And so, especially if I'm not like batch creating or recording in advance for my podcast, it actually became a lot because I'm not one of those people that can just go and go and go and go and go without having a break. So I think that also is what got to me, which is bringing me to my next point. I think that I'm going to change the schedule for semi-adulting. That way I can keep bringing out the content that y'all love. I can keep doing the podcast, but I'm also not putting too much stress on myself. So I think I'm going to claim Sundays as semi-adulting Sundays, and the podcast will be uploaded on YouTube as well as on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every other Sunday by 6 p.m. Eastern. So every 2 weeks, every other Sunday, you'll have a new podcast episode, and I think that would definitely work out a whole lot better. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all let me know in the comments on YouTube, or you can also comment on Instagram. Make sure if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you're following us on Instagram at semi-adulting with Makiya Vonyia. It will be linked in the description box, and it's also on the flyer or on the cover if you're listening to the podcast. So yeah, I think that's all the church announcements I got today. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into this week's Semi-Adulting Sunday, Season 2, Episode 1. So I decided to name this podcast You Can't Be Everything to Everybody because that's literally the season that I've been living in for the past few months. If y'all don't know, I recently had a birthday. December 28th, I turned 24 years old, and honestly, it was low-key like a wake-up call for me. Like there were certain things I had to heal from, and I had to realize, like, girl, you can't be. I'm gonna change my color because I like when it changes colors. I just noticed that. There we go. I'm like, girl, you can't be everything to everybody. And not, because if you do that, you don't have anything left over for yourself. And so that was one of the hardest things that I had to realize, but it's definitely necessary. It's definitely necessary. I had definitely had to continue my healing journey. Because it did get to a point to where I thought I was healed. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like therapy been working. Like I got all these coping skills and stuff now. Like I know what I'm doing. And then life hit again, and it's like, oh, this is a new area that I have not healed yet, and I didn't realize that I needed to heal it. And so we're gonna talk about relationships and dating in another episode, but just to kind of give y'all a little backstory of what I'm talking about. I'm single. I've been dating and all that other stuff. You know how it is. Y'all know how it is. And so one thing that I always struggled with was oh, I'm a great person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a good person. I'm nice to people. I take care of people. I look out for people. Everything. I'm very genuine. And a lot of times it's not returned. And for me, when it wasn't returned, it would always lead to some sort of heartbreak, because it always made me feel like, okay, why am I not enough? Like, why am I doing something wrong? Like, I'm being a good person. Like, I'm there for them. Like, I'm talking to, you know what I'm saying? And so it sent me into a negative spiral. And it made me realize that, like, I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a cycle that I want to continue to happen in my life if I want to continue to grow and to be a better woman. Um, and but the reality of that fact of being like, okay, Makiya, you're doing too much, or Makiya, you're doing too much for the wrong people. Oh, let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. See, I be coming with stuff on the spot. I have, for those of y'all that are new, I don't really write out anything. Like, this podcast is not really scripted. Like, I have notes and stuff about things I want to talk about. Hold on one second. Excuse me. So, my bad. So, I have my notes about different things that I want to talk about throughout the podcast, but it's not really scripted. And so sometimes it's like I might go off topic, but y'all got me. Y'all rock with me, right? So, one thing that I had to realize with not being, I can't be everything to everybody, is like, I have to take care of me first. Like, I have to put myself first. And I think that that is something that I struggled with for a majority of my life. And that's just because the way that I am. I'm there for everybody, because I don't want anybody to feel like they're alone, or they're going through something by themselves, because I know what that feels like. But with that, it can kind of be it can be a double-edged sword in a sense, because it's like I'm constantly pouring out myself to other people, pouring out of my cup into everybody else's cup, but there's nobody pouring back into me. And so I had to realize that I can't keep doing that, because I'm depleting myself over and over again. Especially when I am expecting people to move with the same type of integrity and to move with the same type of mindset that I have. It can be very much disheartening, because it's like everybody's not everybody doesn't think like me, everybody doesn't move like me, and so I cannot keep expecting me out of other people, you know. um I have to take care of me first. So the one thing, I have several different bullet points here. If you see me looking down on YouTube, I have several different bullet points here about starting or continuing a healing journey. So if anybody is on their healing journey, know that you are not alone. I feel like everybody is healing in some form of fashion from some sort of trauma, whatever the case may be. But healing is not an overnight thing. Healing is not something that one therapy session can fix. Healing is a continuous thing, and I also believe healing is a choice. And I say this because in order to actually heal, you have to acknowledge that you're hurt first. So until you acknowledge that you're hurt, and until you acknowledge where exactly you're hurt, you can't heal. Because if you're not saying, oh, that's like saying I was riding my bike and I fell and scraped my knee and I'm bleeding, but it's like my body has trauma from that. But if I don't recognize the trauma, if I don't acknowledge the fact that my knee is scraped and it's bleeding, I can't put peroxide on it and then put a band-aid on it to heal, right? So I'm not saying that healing is a band-aid, but y'all get the analogy, hopefully. Again, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I've been back into my group, okay? But anyways, you have to acknowledge that you're hurt. And that's one thing that I really had to sit back and realize, like, I'm actually hurt more than I think that I thought I was, and these are the areas that I'm hurting in. I'm not going to disclose all of them, or go too in depth with it as of right now. Maybe in the future, but really acknowledging and taking that first step and being like, okay, I'm tired of being heartbroken. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of feeling angry and anxious and dealing with depression and all this stuff. What do I need to do to move forward? Um, that is the first step. But then I also want you to know that taking care of you is like the only thing that you need to really worry about during your healing journey. I know, like I said, I'm one of those people. I want to take care of everybody. I want to make sure that everybody around me is good. Do y'all need anything? Like, is there anything I can do to help? How can I help you? I even like kind of overextend myself even at work. Like, whatever it is, that's just how I am. That's just my character. So when it comes to things like that, you have to really remember to take care of yourself first before you take care of other people, because you can't keep pouring into everybody else's cup and your cup is not even full. Like you don't have, there's nothing, your cup's empty. Like you can't keep pouring into somebody else with an empty cup. So make sure you take care of yourself first. um I would say that for me, one thing that I did that really helped me was to, and my mom told me to do this, was to figure out what my non-negotiables were. Um, and by non-negotiables, I mean like what are the things that you are not settling for? What are the things that is like a completely like, all right, if this ain't it, I'm not dealing with it. And I wrote down a lot like for different areas of my life, and I think that it's important. I'm gonna try to pull them up for y'all. I'm gonna read a couple to you because a lot of them are generic. So I have non-negotiables for dating, friendships, and even my relationship with myself, because that is the most important relationship after God, after my relationship with God. Um, for example, a non-negotiable for a relationship with myself is to not have any negative self-talk. So for me, I'm not going to beat myself up about certain things. I'm not going to talk down on myself. I'm not going to um beat myself up or make myself feel worse about any decisions that I've made. I'm not doing that. That's a non-negotiable for me. I can only speak positively over my life. Period. Um Also, like with friendships, it's like, or friendships and relationships, actually, no overextending myself to where my peace is compromised. So if there's anything that causes you to go out of your way and it's costing you your peace, and it's costing you your happiness, that's not something that you need to be involved in. You shouldn't get yourself in those type of situations, because it's like, if you keep overextending yourself, you keep stretching your arm out, putting your hand out to toxic situations, it's not going to reap anything positive, even though your intentions might be good. That's another thing I had to learn. Even though my intentions are good, I got good intentions for everybody. I don't have any negative, no ill will, none of that towards anybody. Just because my intentions are pure does not mean that that person is not toxic. It doesn't mean that situation is not toxic. It doesn't mean that that toxicity cannot feed over to me. So you have to be very careful and be very mindful of where you're spending your time, who you're spending your time with, and where you are extending your hand um, or your time out to, because people can be draining. The wrong people can be draining in your life, and so you want to make sure that you're surrounded by people that's not that. To be totally honest with you. um and then I also have on here in my notes, sorry y'all, I'm so goofy. um Take the time to remember who you are. And I think that was something that was very hard for me to do. Because like I said, I'm used to being everything for everybody. Like, I'm a listening ear, I'm confident, giving advice, um I'm strategic, like at work, like I'm planning, organizing, doing everything for everybody. But I didn't have the time to necessarily dedicate to myself and do things for me to help me remember who I am. And so I think it's super important to take that time out to do things that you like to do or even explore new hobbies. For me, I love to read. I love a good book. If y'all have any recommendations, I love fiction books, anything with a little bit of mystery, suspense, all that. I like that stuff. So send me your book recs. But I like to read. I like doing my podcast. I like, creating content on YouTube. I've always been a YouTube girl, like since I was a child. Um, I like going out, seeing new places, traveling, things like that. Those things make me feel the most me. And so it's important to take the time to step out of what everybody else wants you to be or needs you to be and step into what you want you to be and what makes you feel the most you. Um, because people will try to make you be everything to them, and they might not do it intentionally, but it still happens. And so you have to kind of keep yourself sane and in line with what you want and what you want out of life, and what makes you happy. Also too, like I said a little bit earlier, the people that you surround yourself with, um, is important as well, because you don't want to be surrounded with people who are doing nothing but constantly draining you, constantly, being negative and talking negatively to you and pouring all their issues onto your shoulders and always expecting you to be there, but they're never there for you in return. You don't need them people around you, because the energy is not being reciprocated. And so one saying that I really like is, if the people around you ain't changing, change the people around you. And it's really just as simple as that. Um, because like, if you are trying to get to the next level in your life and you're continuously being pulled down and pulled back, and you're attached to people who are not moving, who are, what's the word, they're not moving. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word right now. There's a really good word that I wanted to think of and I can't think of it. Oh my gosh. They are they're standing in place. We're gonna say that. They're standing in place. They might be moving, they might be taking them steps. They might got a little bit of motion, but they're not growing. They're not striving. They're content with where they are. Even though they might express so much like disdain, or like, I hate this, I hate my job, I hate where I'm at, I'm supposed to be further, but y'all not making those steps to move further. How can you say that you don't like something and you want to change all this stuff? And don't get me wrong, I'm not no perfect angel. I'm guilty of this too in certain aspects of my life. But it's like, how can you continuously complain about something that you don't like, but you're not making any effort to change it? Those are the type of people that I call drainers. They're drainers, and they can drain you of everything really quick. And so, like I said, if the people around you ain't changing, they ain't making no strides to be better, to do better, in their own lives, you got to change the people around you. Like, I wouldn't, like, even with my friends, if my friends ever felt like I was not conducive to their growth, if our friendship wasn't conducive to their growth as women or as humans in general, personally, I want them to cut me off. Because if I'm not helping you to grow, if I'm not helping you continue to push into your own purpose, not saying that I'm doing all the work, but if I'm not offering words of encouragement, if every time you call me, I'm talking negative, I'm telling you, oh, I hate this, I hate that, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that, and I'm not making any effort, all I'm doing is pouring negativity. I'm projecting my negative thoughts, my negative feelings onto you, and I would hate that. So I feel like when it comes to people like that, you gotta move around. And that's just where I'm at in life. It's like, I can't tolerate certain things. for too long. Like I just can't. There's certain things I'm just not dealing with, and negative people or people who need help but are not willing to help themselves first is just not something that I'm willing to surround myself with, because I don't have the mental capacity to deal with it, period. Um, and that goes on to my next point, which is to set your boundaries and stand on them. I know we talked about non-negotiables a little bit ago. Non-negotiables work just like boundaries. Because to me, it's just like certain things that I'm just not going to do. Just for the sake of my peace. Like, there's just certain things, like, and that goes for family and friends too, because sometimes I feel like with family, they feel like, they can call you and depend on you for any and everything, and that you're just supposed to up and jump and run. And it's like, I don't feel like doing that today. It's like, I don't feel like doing that today. Being able to say no has been like the biggest relief on my shoulders. Because at one point I was that person where it's just like, okay, I'll just do it. I'm just gonna do it to get it out the way. Okay, you ask me, I'm coming. You call me, I'm coming, right? But when I learned to say no, and I learned that it was okay to say no, even if it was to family, oh Jesus, it lifted so much weight off my shoulders. Like, because it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that right now, and I'm not gonna do that. Period. As simple as that. I feel like a lot of times in families, they make you feel family can make you feel guilty for not doing what they want you to do when they want you to do it. But they also don't take into consideration, like, I'm a human too. And just because I'm your child or I'm your grandchild or your niece or whatever does not mean that you get to run me ragged and run me dry, because whatever thought process you have. It's important to stand on those boundaries. So it's like certain things, like if I say no, I say no. Period. And you're not going to make me feel bad about me saying no. You're not going to make me feel guilty. You're not going to guilt trip me into anything. I said no because it's not conducive to my mental health. Period. See, look at us growing. So my next point in my healing journey was really talking to God. Talking to God, ooh, child, like building my relationship with God was very important. It is still very important to me, because there's certain things I just can't do without God. There's everything that I can't do without God. Let's make that point. Let's make that clear. So I don't know if all of y'all's Christian or not, but if y'all are, talk to God. If you're not, do whatever works best for you from a spiritual standpoint. But for me, I'm God's child. And so being able to continue to build my relationship with God and continue to trust Him and lean on Him in this season has been everything that I needed. He's shown me so much, and He's helped me to grow so much. And I think that's why I'm able to come back and tell y'all my testimony a little bit about where I've been, what's been going on, and everything is because of God. It's because of God. It's all God, period. And lastly, I just want to say it's okay to ask for help. Don't let anyone make you feel ashamed for asking for help. If you need to seek professional help, I'm all for therapy. I've been to therapy. I probably need to call my therapist for another session, to be honest with you. Like, I stand by therapy. I really do. And it might not work for everybody, but I say at least give it a try, because you never know how it can affect your life and change your life. And I think finding the right therapist is important. This is not no sponsored video or anything, but if y'all need assistance with finding the therapist, there are several apps such as BetterHelp, Talkspace. You can even go online to psychologytoday.com and find a therapist in your area that specializes in your needs, whether it be depression, anxiety, whatever you're dealing with. There's a therapist out there for you. I promise you there is. So I would say, if you need the help, ask for the help. But yeah, so today's little podcast is going to be a little bit short. I know normally I'm in the 45 minute to an hour range, but it looks like today we're going to be about 30 minutes. But I didn't really have too much to say. I just wanted to come back on here and welcome y'all to season 2 and let y'all know where I've been and what's been going on. And y'all know, as usual, I'm about to leave y'all off with some affirmations. So just repeat after me. And yeah, let's start off the affirmation. So the affirmations that I use are from the I Am Affirmations app on iPhone. So this is what it looks like. You kind of customize it if you're looking on YouTube. You customize the background and everything. But there's affirmations on here literally every day. They can send you notifications throughout the day. And this will help with, positive self-talk, just reaffirming yourself. So this first one is a good one. It says, I place more importance in what I think of myself than what others think of me. And I feel like that falls right in line with what we're talking about today. What you think of yourself and you standing on your boundaries and you standing on what makes you happy and what makes you feel the most you is the most important thing. So I'm going to repeat it. I place more importance in what I think of myself than what others think of me. The next one says, I choose to let go and trust. I choose to let go and trust. Oh, let me try to find another one. Oh, they put ads on here. My bad, y'all. Everything I am going through is making me a better person. Oh, that was a good one. So I'm gonna repeat it. Everything I am going through is making me a better person. So just remember to keep that in mind. And the scripture comes to mind when I think about this affirmation as well. Romans 8:18, one of my favorite ones. For the pain I'm experiencing now cannot compare to the joy that is coming. So everything that you're going through right now is making you a better person. Everything that you're going through right now is preparing you for better times, good times, like the joy. Everything that you've been praying on, fasting for, everything that's about to come to the light, child. That's about to be your life. So just remember, everything you're going through is making you a better person. And lastly, I want to leave y'all with this one because this is the one that I needed. I'm doing my best, and that is always enough. I am doing my best, and that is always enough. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to the first episode of season 2. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. Like I said, I'm getting back into the groove of everything. I'm just happy to be back recording and to be back with y'all in general. So remember the new schedule update every other Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have semi-adulting Sundays. And make sure y'all send in new topics and things y'all want to talk about to the Instagram at semi-adulting with Makiya Vonyia. And also leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell on YouTube, as well as the thumbs up. That way we can share this podcast and expand our community. And also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, don't forget to rate this podcast. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will catch y'all in a couple weeks. Bye, y'all.